Sai Ram students, welcome to the second session of chapter 14, that is elements, compounds and mixtures. So before starting today's session children, let's revise what we had learnt in the last session. So children, in the last session first we had seen what are the different kinds of matter, right? Solid, liquid and gas, right? Then we saw what are the properties of matter. So what were the properties? Density, elasticity, brittleness, hardness, transparency, solubility, etc. Right? So after that children, we saw that the matter, it is present in the solid, liquid and the gaseous state, right? And the synonym for the all objects, they are made up of substances, right? Certain substances. So the synonym for the substance is matter. So the objects from which it is made up of is called as a matter, right? Then we saw children that objects, they have got both mass and volume. So mass and volume, they are the two important properties of matter, right? Now this matter, it is present in the nature in the purest form. That means it is made up of only one constituent. So those are called as substances. So we took the example of gold, diamond, water, chalk, etc. As well as there are other kinds of matter which are made up of two or more substances, and they are called as mixtures. So examples we had taken as sharbat, soil, your steel, etc. Right? Then we saw children what are elements, right? So a substance whose molecule, it is made up of one or more atoms which look exactly alike, they are called as elements, right? So these atoms we cannot see by our naked eyes, but when crores of atoms, they come together, their volume becomes large enough and it becomes visible to our eyes. So children, till date 118 elements have been discovered. Out of these 92 elements, they are present in the nature in the pure form, right? Like carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, iron, mercury, copper, etc. And rest 26 elements, these are discovered by man. So more research work is going on to find out more atoms. So let's start with today's session children. Oxygen. This oxygen, it occurs in nature in the gaseous state. So two atoms of oxygen, when they are joined to form a molecule of oxygen, they have got independent existence. So the air, oxygen which is present in the air, it is always in the molecular state. So just like atoms, molecules also, they cannot be seen with the naked eyes. So oxygen which is present in the nature, it is present in the gas form. When two atoms of oxygen, they are joined to form a molecule of oxygen, they have got independent existence, right? So oxygen which is present in the air, it is always in the molecular state. And atoms, just like atoms, molecules also, they cannot be seen with our naked eyes. Now children, there was a scientist called as Democritus, right? He named the smallest particle of element as atoms, right? Because in Greek language, atomos means indivisible. That means you cannot divide these atoms. Later on in 1803, John Dalton, he proposed a theory that the atoms, they cannot be created, nor they can be destroyed, and nor they can be divided into smaller particles, right? Now, just like this elements, so in our everyday day-to-day life children, we use lot of short forms, right? Like for doctor, it is used as DR. For advocate, we use it as ADV, right? Then for direct current, we use DC. For air conditioner, we use the short form as AC, right? So like this, for elements also, we use the short form. So scientist Berzelius, he was the first to use the present method of using symbols for elements. Now the symbol of an element, it is written in English script and it is the short form of its name, right? So in our day-to-day life, children, we use lot of short forms, right? Same way the elements also, they have been given a short form. So who was the scientist? Scientist Berzelius. He was the first to present this method of using symbols for elements. So this symbol, it is written in English script, right? And it is the short form of the name. Now, when the initial letter in the names of two or more elements is the same, a pair of letters is used to write the symbol, right? Now, there might be many elements which start with the same alphabet, right? So it is not possible to use the same alphabet for the other elements also. Like if we write C for carbon, right, and Cl for chlorine, because again C starts with carbon, right, and chlorine also starts with C, right? But we cannot use the same element for both, same symbol for both the elements, right? So that's the reason for carbon we use it as C, and for chlorine we use it as Cl, right? So let's see some elements and their symbols, right? For hydrogen we use it as H. For sodium we use it as Na. Helium He. Magnesium Mg. Lithium Li. Aluminium Al. Beryllium Be. Silicon Si. Boron B. Phosphorus P. So here if you can see, children, the first symbol, right, it is in the capital letter, right? And the second letter which is used, it is in the small letters, right? So everywhere you can see the first symbol, the first letter of the symbol, it is written in capital letters, and after that it is written in the small letters. Let's see some more elements and the symbols. Carbon, the symbol is C. For sulfur, it is S. For nitrogen, it is N. For chlorine, it is Cl. For oxygen, it is O. For argon, it is Ar. For fluorine, it is F. For potassium, it is K. For neon, it is Ne. And for calcium, it is Ca. So like this, there are many elements and many symbols, right? So we have taken just a few of these elements, right? Then there are some more elements with their symbols. Tungsten, for this the symbol is W. Now children, in our houses there are electric bulbs. Now in this electric bulb there is a wire which is made up of tungsten. Now this symbol W, it is derived from the German name Wolfram, right? Now the symbol for the element gold, the symbol is Au, and for the element silver, the symbol is Ag. Now Au and Ag, these are derived from the Latin name. For Ag it is argentum, and for Au it is aurum, right? So these symbols, they have derived from the Latin names, right? Now the elements, they are classified into three types, that is metals, non-metals and metalloids. Elements, they are classified into three types: metals, non-metals and metalloids. Now let's see each and every one. Now metals. So children, in the last year also you had learned that metals, they show the properties of malleability, ductility, conductivity of heat and electricity, density, luster and sonority. So those elements we show all these properties, they are called as metals. For example, gold, silver, copper, etc. So what are metals? Elements which show the properties of malleability, ductility, conductivity of heat and electricity, density, luster and sonority, they are called as metals. And the examples are gold, silver, copper, etc. Now what are non-metals? Elements that do not show the properties of malleability, ductility, conductivity of heat and electricity, density, luster and sonority, they are called as non-metals. Examples are phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, etc. So what are non-metals? elements which do not show the properties of the metals, right? That is the malleability, ductility, density, luster. They are all called as non-metals, and examples are phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, etc. Now, what are metalloids? Elements that show some properties of metals and some properties of non-metals. They are called as metalloids. For example, arsenic, silicon, selenium, etc. Right? So, what are metalloids? Elements that show some properties of metals and some properties of non-metals. They are called as metalloids. So, examples are arsenic, silicon, selenium, etc. Right, children? So children, elements, they occur in the solid, liquid and gaseous state. For example, pure iron, it rusts in air, and pure gold, it is very soft, so it can bend easily. So the properties of the original metal, they can be modified by mixing one or more elements in it, right? So such a mixture of metals is called as an alloy. Like your brass, steel, 22 karat gold, these are few examples of alloys, which is a mixture of one or more elements, right? Now children, this was what in today's session. Let's recap what we have learnt in today's session. So children, first we saw about the scientist Democritus, who named the smallest particle of the element as atoms, right? And atomus, it is atom, this word is derived from the Greek language atomus, that means indivisible. So in 1803, John Dalton, he proposed a theory that the atoms, they cannot be created, they cannot be destroyed, and they cannot be divided into the smaller particles, right? Then we saw about the scientist Berzelius. He was the first to give the symbol for the elements, right? So we saw particular elements and the symbol for it, right? Now so the symbol is written within English script, right? Now suppose if we take the element as carbon, right? The symbol is C, right? So carbon, the first letter is C, so that's why the symbol is also starting with C. So C is written in capital letter, but we cannot give two symbols the same, we cannot repeat the same symbol for other elements also starting with C. Like chlorine, it also starts with C, but its symbol is Cl. So when Cl is written, C is written in capital letter and L is written in small letter, right? So like this, for all the elements, a symbol is given, right? Then we saw children that the elements, they are classified into three types: metals, non-metals and metalloids. So metals, they show the properties of malleability, ductility, luster, density, sonority, right? And non-metals are those which do not show these properties of malleability, ductility, luster, sonority, density. And what are metalloids? Metalloids are those which show some properties of metals and some properties of non-metals, right? Then we saw children what is an alloy, right? Now in the this iron, it is in the pure form. Pure iron, it rusts in air, and the pure gold, it is very soft and it can bend easily. So what is done, one or more elements are added to this mixture, and such a mixture of metals is called as an alloy, right? So in the next session children, we will see about compounds. Till then, goodbye.